Welcome to Ryan's Running Reviews in partnership with Roadrunner Sports, and today we're taking a look at the completely redesigned Brooks Hyperion Max 2. What's wrong with it? The Brooks Hyperion Max 2 is a highly cushioned neutral tempo daily trainer, great for those faster workouts, and I think this could even potentially be a race day shoe for some runners. Now we also have the Hyperion 2. Now this is going to be the smaller sibling to the Hyperion Max. This has less stack height and weighs significantly less. I'll have a comparison video out later, but for this video we're going to primarily focus on the Max 2 because it got a complete refresh from head to toe and feels significantly different compared to last year. This shoe costs $180, and Brooks did give us 2 more millimeters of stack height this year. We have 30 in the heel and 24 in the forefoot for a 6 millimeter heel to toe drop. However, we do gain a good bit of weight and now weighs 9.1 ounces compared to the 7.8 we saw last year, and I do think that's for one reason. The midsole now has a full-length plastic plate. Brooks is calling this their Speed Vault plate, which I believe you can see in 2 different places. I have yet to see an exploded view of the midsole kind of showing the internal workings, but based on my best guess, I'm assuming this small bit of orange plastic that sticks out on the lateral side acts as a mini stability wing. There is no stability wing on the medial side, and then because this is a plated shoe, we have that classic cutout in the outsole exposing the plate itself. Now, because this is a plastic plate, it's going to be fairly flexible and nowhere near as stiff and aggressive compared to the carbon fiber plates we see on the race day shoes. The midsole foam is DNA Flash V2, a nitrogen-infused foam. According to Brooks, it is 10% more responsive compared to last year. Brooks uses this on most of their tempo daily trainers and race day options. Now, as far as the midsole geometry goes, it has a couple tricks up its sleeve, which I think kind of play into how this shoe performs and its overall identity. The first major thing is the large foam sidewalls on both the lateral and medial part of the midsole, which gives you a very gentle level of guidance, kind of acting as mini guide rails, if you will. Now, there's also a very noticeable rocker geometry, which I think pairs very nicely with the full-length plastic Speed Vault plate. Now, DNA Flash V2 is not the softest or most energetic foam out there, especially when you compare it to PEBA foams. However, I think it does a great job of giving you a relatively stable and well-cushioned experience, especially when you pair it with those large foam sidewalls like we talked about and the very smooth rocker geometry. Overall, this is a nice cruiser of a daily trainer, and I think goes in a completely different direction compared to what we saw last year, which was a much lighter and non-plated training shoe. So depending on what you're looking for, if you're someone who wants a little bit more stability out of their tempo daily trainer, I think this is a solid option. Yes, it's not as light or as bouncy compared to some PEBA trainers, but I think it offers more stability with a very smooth and well-cushioned experience. This absolutely works as a tempo daily trainer, and do I wish it was a bit lighter? Absolutely. However, I was actually quite impressed with how versatile it was. It does a great job at a wide range of runs, and I think the smoothness of the rocker delivers just an incredibly comfortable ride. And then on top of that, I was also really impressed with the upper. The upper is a very comfortable engineered mesh with average breathability. I thought the fit was true to size. It fits more like a typical daily trainer than a race day shoe, if that makes any sense. The tongue is what really surprised me here. It doesn't feel like a Brooks tongue. It's gusseted. It's a knit material which is incredibly elastic and stretchy. It has a whole lot of give to it, and I really like how it performs. Now, even though it is super thin, I didn't have any issue with lace pressure. And then speaking of the laces, we have these textured laces similar to what we see on their race day shoes. Kind of helps them from becoming untied, and that was my experience with these kind of specialty laces. If we move towards the back of the shoe, you have a moderate amount of padding in the ankle and Achilles area. The heel counter itself is fairly rigid, and I thought the lockdown and comfort here was spot on. Didn't have any heel lift, and I felt very connected to this unique platform. And then if we move towards the bottom of the shoe, we have a decent amount of rubber coverage here. The rubber itself feels fairly soft with a very smooth traction pattern, so I would definitely stick to more conventional surfaces to make sure you don't slip or anything like that. This is a huge update for the Hyperion Max. Last year it was 7.8 ounces, this year it's 9.1. Last year we did not have a plate, and this year we have a full-length plastic plate with 2 more millimeters of stack height. So I expect this to be a quite polarizing change to the Hyperion Max line, but for me it's a very smooth and stable tempo daily trainer, which I do quite like. And for me, again, this kind of stands out for me among the Brooks lineup of being one of my more enjoyable Brooks running shoes. But I would love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know what you think. I'm Ryan from Ryan's Running Reviews, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks.